What if I told you that one of the most dazzling women to ever grace Ceylon, today's Sri Lanka, was so captivating, so magnetic that she drew the attention of a Prime Minister, British royal, and even an American president? A petite, beautiful lady whose very presence commanded admiration. She enchanted Sir John Kotalavala, Ceylon's flamboyant Prime Minister. She even caught the eye of Britain's Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, and even American President Richard Nixon took note of her charm. This was no ordinary woman. This was a queen of style, a diva of society, a woman who lived life as though it were her own runway. The lady I'm talking about is none other than Yvonne Ghulam Hussain, the iconic socialite and fashionista, better known in her day as Mrs. Ula Jute Hussain. Stay with me as we step back into the sparkling world of 1950s and 60s Ceylon when cocktails, couture, and charisma ruled Colombo society. This is the story of the island's most photographed fashion plate, the one and only Yvonne. Born in 1927 as Yvonne Toussaint into a Dutch burgher family with French roots, she was destined to stand out. From her school days at St. Clair's College, Vellavatta, Yvonne was already drawn to elegance, movement, and glamour. She became an expert ballroom dancer, a graceful swimmer, and even an accomplished cabaret entertainer. But beyond her talents, it was her style, her unmistakable flair that made her unforgettable. And she knew it. She kept a scrapbook from as early as 1945 filled with clippings, photographs, and magazine spreads documenting her journey from dancer to beauty queen to fashion icon. This was long before Instagram or TikTok, but Yvonne understood the power of the press. She curated her image, ensuring that every headline, every photograph, and every outfit built her legend. For a teenager in 1940 Ceylon, this was extraordinary foresight. One clipping tells us how Yvonne entered the very first Queen of the Bathing Bells contest at Benthator in 1946. The Times of Ceylon reported how she appeared in a daring two-piece costume, red and black, stitched overnight by her own hands. The crowd roared in approval. Number 5, we want Yvonne. She swept the contest, mocked by fans and cameras as if she were already a movie star. And that was just the beginning. In September that same year, her photograph appeared on the cover of the Herald, chosen as one of the winners of the Car Girl competition. Soon, she was performing dancers at Colombo's most glamorous events, turning every stage into her personal spotlight. It was around this time that a young and handsome Muslim businessman, Onali Ghulam Hussain, came to her for dance lessons. But instead of just learning the Viennese waltz, he fell head over heels for his teacher. Their romance blossomed, and the beautiful dancer became the bride of one of Colombo's most eligible bachelors. In August 1948, their wedding at the Golf-Face Hotel Colombo was the talk of the town. Yvonne wore a fragile net sari adorned with star patterns paired with silver accents and a delicate headdress of flowers. She was radiant, the very picture of grace. But marriage did not dim her fire. It only gave her new stages on which to shine. Behind the wheel of a Triumph Roadster, Yvonne won racing competitions. In 1948, she took to the skies, becoming only the third Ceylonese woman to fly an aircraft solo, and the youngest to do so at just 21. From the beach to the ballroom, from the racetrack to the runway, Yvonne was unstoppable. When she and Onali traveled to England, she dazzled the crowds at Royal Ascot, turning heads in her exquisite saris and flamboyant hats. She was even presented to Queen Elizabeth II in 1954, and the newspapers had a field day when during the ceremony her fan slipped from her hand. The burning question was, did Prince Philip himself pick it up? Back in Colombo, she and Onali became the center of the island's high society. Their palatial home, fittingly named El Patio Iboni, was a hub of glamorous parties. Ministers, aristocrats, and jet-setters gathered there. Even Aga Khan was counted among the close friends. Yvonne was part of Sir John Kotalavala's famed Purple Brigade, the inner circle of fashionable women who surrounded the Prime Minister. She was chic, daring, and always ahead of her time. Cartoons lampooned her, columnists adored her, and society could not get enough of her style. Whether in Colombo or London, she was always the cynosure of all eyes. In her later years, Yvonne reinvented herself yet again as a fashion columnist for the Sunday Times. She wrote with the same wit and sparkle that she carried in her entire life, covering international shows and trends, including Sri Lanka's first Yves Saint Laurent showcase. Even as decades passed, she never lost her elegance. To the very end, she remained perfectly turned out, an icon of grace and glamour. Yvonne and Onali's marriage lasted more than 60 years, a true love story amidst all the glitz and lights. When she passed away in July 2010, Sri Lanka bid farewell to a legend. She was remembered not just as a beauty and a fashion icon, but also as a kind, generous soul who touched many lives quietly away from the cameras. Yvonne Ghulam Hussain was more than just Colombo's darling. She was a trailblazer, a woman who understood that style was power and who used her charm, elegance and charisma to carve out a place in history. From bathing belle to beauty queen, from car girl to fashion columnist, from cabaret dancer to jet-set socialite, she embodied the spirit of a nation in transition, from colonial Ceylon to independent Sri Lanka. She lived life in color even when the photographs were still in black and white. And that's why, more than a decade after her passing, we still remember her as the fashionista of Ceylon. If you've enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and of course subscribe to my channel. For any questions, you can reach me at tuanzamirwrites@gmail.com, and please don't forget to check out the image credits, sources, and recommended readings in the description box below. Until next time, this is me, Zamir Karim, signing off, uncovering history one story at a time. Take care and God bless you all.